Hello and welcome back to Nerddom. My name is Matt, and why isn't anybody talking about this show? Seriously, this season has been truly fantastic, and it boggles my mind to think, why isn't anybody talking about it? Maybe I'm stuck in the wrong algorithm, maybe I'm in a different pocket dimension than a bunch of other people, but it is kind of sad that I don't see a lot of people talking about this show and singing this show's praises. We just had episode 5 of The Penguin on HBO. And while it is more so a crime drama than a comic book show, comic books are crime novels too. Graphic novels. You got Detective Comics, you got pulp comics going all the way back throughout the decades. Of course, Batman started as a detective comic, so makes sense. While this isn't really talk about the law side, it is more so the criminal side. But what is criminal is people, again, not singing the praises as much as I think they should be. But we made a video on this channel talking about the IGN 5 of The Penguin and how. I do believe we have 6, 7, 8 left. We just hit 5. So we're getting really close to the end. And every single episode has been phenomenal. Even the flashback sequences that we had for Vic and Sophia, they were exceptional. The acting, the cinematography, sets, props, the makeup on Colin Farrell alone, all of this combining into a really good crime mafia coming into power show. And I know I didn't talk about episode 4, but what a powerful piece. What an amazing freaking time that episode was, talking about what Sophia's father did to her, her mother, and many others. I do believe including Catwoman's, Selena Kyle's mother from the Batman movie. So we kind of already knew that her dad kind of was the Hangman. And there is a crazy link now between Sophia and Selena, considering they are sisters. Spoiler alert, I guess. If you haven't seen the Batman movie from what? How long ago was that? 3 years ago? Oh man, time flies. But that whole episode really showed how Arkham Asylum made her crazy. She wasn't crazy before. I mean, she'd been crazy trying to, I don't think she was crazy trying to live up to her father's standards, that kind of thing, or live up to the family standards. The crazy part was people saying that she was crazy, and then Arkham really driving her insane. Now, the doctor who is working with her now does have an infatuation with her. So yes, this was the second flashback episode basically in a row. We saw episode 3 talk about Vic and flashback with him. This one is a flashback between Penguin and Sophia, and how she is kind of a fool for believing Oz this time, for listening to Oz. He is a person who, like I said, is... There's Popo outside. They're after me. There's been a lot of sirens this morning. They're after the Penguin. But he is a person who is so willing to throw everyone in front of him to catch a bullet rather than him losing any type of power or losing what he's gained. This is a common narrative plot with the crime stories. If you go into crime, it's basically going to milk you of all your resources, most importantly, your life, just because you wanted a little bit of fame, fortune, or respect, maybe. Now, enough blabbering, but episode 4 was absolutely phenomenal. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to review it the last week, but I'm glad I'm talking about it here. Kristen Milotti, again, powerhouse performance. When she goes haywire on the blonde chick, oh my God. You can actually tell phenomenal. She is driven to madness. She is done playing the games. She's going to do her own thing. And it turns out that the doctor who was kind of infatuated with her did help to try to get her out. But he has his own guilt trip going on as well. And she, I think, is going to play him. She is going to drag him along because he, I think, knows something about the drug that she is trying to set Gotham up with. Now in episode 5, we see, spoilers, we're talking about episode 5 now. This happened last night as of recording, and we finally see Penguin make some huge moves. Moves that I think is going to get him, Vic, in trouble. Or at least it should, thematically, plot-wise. He set ablaze Salvatore Maroni's wife and son. Absolutely crazy of a scene. Insane. I did not expect her to be immolated as well. I thought she was going to be hanging around for a while. But man, oh man, I thought she was going to watch her son burn alive. She also burned. Absolutely nuts. And he fully expected Salvatore to be gutted in prison, but he underestimated Salvatore. He underestimated him big time. And he is now in trouble. He was able to get away with the product, the mushrooms, but he only has 2 buckets left. And again, he made all these moves, and it just so happens to coincide with what Sophia is doing. She is relabeling the Falcone crime family into the Gigante crime family, or the Gigante family. I don't know if you want to call it crime family. That is in memoriam of her mother, whose last name was Gigante. And she does not want to carry the Falcone or Falcone name anymore. So she casted that one aside, has taken upon the title of Gigante, and now she makes a move with Salvatore. After his wife and child are burned alive, he makes a threatening call to Oz, which Oz is kind of a, not a scaredy cat, but he tries to to survive, let's just say that. And Salvatore Maroni is not a dude to be messed with, of course, played by the great Clancy Brown. Salvatore goes to his only safe house, which Sophia is able to find and infiltrate, but she has a deal to make, and she is putting aside the long fight between these two families. It's basically the Hatfields and McCoys in American, let's say, Western drama, except that was real as well. But these two families, or I guess it's like what's Romeo and Juliet, the Capulets. I don't know. Leave me a comment down below if you remember the Romeo and Juliet families. I forgot. But she is now saying, let's put this aside. Let's take out Oz, and then let's take over the freaking city. Which, now we have the conflict for the final 3 episodes. There's only 3 episodes, man. That sucks. But we're here. Penguin gets scared. He asks Vic to take his mother to a place they wouldn't think to find him. And it just so happens to be the area that Vic comes from. It's the place that was absolutely decimated by the Riddler's attack in the Batman 2022 movie. And again, Vic is phenomenal here. He is really getting some cojones. He's coming into his own. And again, I do think that this is going to end badly for Vic. I don't think, unless he carries through, I kind of think it's going to be a tragic story for Vic. It's a tragic story of greed, of, like I said, wanting to get that respect through community, through the world, getting what you're owed. And he basically has nothing left to lose now. He lost his girl. I do wish we saw a little bit more time with his girl, but I think the 1 episode that we had with it was enough to really set it up, especially against the backdrop of the Riddler attack from the movie, which I think the show did better than the movie. It showed the repercussions. But Penguin gets Vic to put his mom in basically a safe house on that side of town where nobody thinks they would go. And you see the reason why Oz is the way he is, with his mother basically chastising him his entire life, and also that they lost I think he lost a brother or he lost brothers. He mentions that he lost his brothers to the city. I'm not sure if they died or got lost per se to crime. I would be confused if she wanted him to pursue crime when they perished trying to climb the same ladder. But maybe because he does have this ailment, this handicap, he is able to overcome the physical negatives that he has with it, and he is trying to be better than his brothers, trying to be better than anybody expects him to be, which is, again, a really cool motivator for a crime person. And are you rooting for Penguin? Are you rooting for Oz Cobblepot? Is that his name? Ozcobb? That's his name, Ozcobb. Are you rooting for him? Let me know down in the comments below if you are actually rooting for the Penguin, because he is not a good dude. He's not. He's a villain, and he's using Vic. He's using anybody he can to kind of weasel around. He kind of reminds me of the character in Harry Potter who turns into a rat over and over again, and it seems like he's always betraying somebody. It also seems like Mr. Chang from Community trying to join different sides on the paintball matches. But yeah, man, this show is phenomenal. I cannot wait to see what they close out with. We have 3 episodes left. Episode 5 was a huge move for Oz, for his group that he is building to move against the Gigantes and the Maronis combined, who are out to get him. I don't know if he has the power to do it, but he now has a new base down in the abandoned subway tunnels or tram tunnels. He's going to try to regrow the fungal product for the drug, which this could also be setting up his hideout as the Penguin for the next movie. I don't know if he's going to be in the next movie. We'll see. But yeah, man, amazing show. Why aren't you watching it if you're not watching it? If you are, let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on the last episode, if not the whole show. And if you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. It really does help out the channel get pushed to new people. And yeah, man, this show is phenomenal. It's amazing production, acting, cinematography. Everything is phenomenal. And I am very curious to see how IGN gave it a 5. I'm going to harp on it. I'm probably going to do a video at the very end of the season and say what the heck were they thinking. But here we go. We got 3 episodes left. Is Oz going to be able to make it out? Is Vic going to be able to make it out? Is Sophia going to be the big bad of Batman 2? We can only hope so. My queen, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.